So I see a good number of participants already were able to join. So we're going to just get started. Our webinar is ready to deploy Onboard Solutions, a new approach to deploying reliable and cost-effective technologies on buses. We are doing this webinar in collaboration with 3 of our partners, which I want to use the opportunity to thank. This morning, I want to welcome our speakers. Sam, he's Director of Transportation Solutions for LILEE Systems, is going to be leading the webinar. And then we're going to have the honor of our partners this morning, Daniel from DoubleMap, Steve from Cloud, and Tapan from Tropics. The agenda for the day is we're going to be introducing the concept of ready-to-deploy solutions, what it is, why is that relevant. We want to also touch on some of the technology that is available today that we consider very relevant. It's important for us to communicate that provides a lot of value and ability for us to have these ready-to-deploy solutions. Very briefly, we want to talk about who we are, who LILEE Systems is, and then we'll pass it on to our partners. The objective of having them is so that they, based on their experience, explain how they have worked with us and collaborated with us to integrate to our ecosystem and how the customers have benefited from that. And then we're gonna just recap with a few takeaways, and then we're gonna start our Q&A session. So without further ado, I'm gonna pass it on to Sam. Hi, Sam.
Thank you, Paula. Good morning. Let's talk about ready-to-deploy solutions. This approach, think of it as off-the-shelf approach to deploying systems on board your vehicles. Today, you might have a need, a customer demand, or a market requirement, or the differentiators that you want to deploy, a new application. You could take this approach of designing the systems that mimics or meet 100% of your requirements that you think you need. And these requirements come with a fair bit of customization, and which you might have to pay. Or you can find an off-the-shelf option that will satisfy most of what you need. You can see it as a good compromise. For some of you, your operations are flexible enough to consider solutions that that you can adopt as is. For you, it is very relevant because the benefits that come from off-the-shelf, you can see you can take advantage of industry best practices. You can take a benefit of the savings that come out of already integrated and tested solutions. So this saves you money, it saves you time and resources. And other benefits that come out of this approach is, if you see a problem, it could very well be that it's a known problem, might have seen by others because of the standard solution. Let's take an example. You are thinking of, you are considering to put a passenger Wi-Fi. You want to implement a passenger Wi-Fi and entertainment system. You could deploy, you are going through this process of deploying both solutions at the same time. Or maybe you want Wi-Fi today, and then when the budget gets approved, you want entertainment later. If you work with a vendor that has off-the-shelf approach, ready to deploy, you can actually get a platform that includes the hardware, the software, and then the backend management system that can enable Wi-Fi today, and it is ready to deploy entertainment. And maybe sometimes the packages of entertainment are already built into the system so that a push of a button can enable it in the future without going through this whole selection process and going through the whole piloting process and then touch the buses. The technology that enables the off-the-shelf solution is available today, and I'm going to talk about some of those technologies that are enabling us to build, us and vendors like us build off-the-shelf solutions. Next slide, please. Here, the very critical. So there are four technologies that I'm going to talk about. These are very relevant for off-the-shelf approach, on-the-shelf approach. Any approach, you need to consider these four technologies, the impact of four technologies on onboard solutions. The first one, open platforms. I mean, open platforms. Let's talk about platform. When we talk about platform, we are actually talking about the hardware that is installed on your vehicle, which is sitting on overhead, which is connected to multiple devices, and a server component, which is actually sitting in the back office or on a cloud like Amazon services. And then the connectivity that connects the vehicle to your cloud or data center through an LTE, through a Wi-Fi, through multiple means of it. So when we talk about platform, we talk about each and every component of the end-to-end system. What does open system mean? Open system means you should be able to take one or two systems at every point, and then you should be able to integrate them simply through a standard means. Like today, a gateway. You buy a gateway from someone, and then you want to integrate some features like GPS or some sort of other sensors that are sitting. You should be able to take that input and integrate it into the onboard hardware. And same goes with back-end applications, where you have an application that has analytics built into a system, and then you wanted to share those analytics with your marketing application. So you should be able to integrate that quite simply. So the open systems enable integration. It kind of like makes it simpler to integrate, and then through standard means. I took the example of passenger Wi-Fi and entertainment. So in one approach, when you wanted to deploy passenger Wi-Fi followed by entertainment, you could go pick an entertainment solution, and that entertainment solution might come with a hardware that can sit on board. What virtualization technology does today is it can take applications, and then you can run those applications on the same hardware, utilizing the hardware or the compute power on your hardware much better. So these applications are hardware agnostic, and then they can run on an existing hardware. And then it reduces the cost of power, multiple LTEs, multiple antennas, everything that goes with multiple systems will reduce, and you use your space much efficiently. And the technology that we call edge computing is basically the compute power that is sitting on your vehicle. It is actually a very critical part. There is compute power on your vehicle these days, but what this entitles is the tighter integration with the rest of the systems on board. For example, you have a camera system. The data that comes out of the camera system, if there is the edge computer, the edge intelligence actually takes the data from that camera system, and it can decide which of that video is relevant, and then it can send it to backend applications, and which of it can stay on board so that you can store it on board and then you can retrieve it later, or which of the data is not even relevant, you just delete it, right? You don't even have to store it on board. So that intelligence helps you get the data that you need in real time, or store the data for offload consumption purposes. And the really good side effect, a really good benefit of this one is you save data costs. You use your data so efficiently that you don't burn the data. One other technology benefit is how you combine multiple radios on board to provide a good, reliable, cost-effective way for applications on board to connect to backend applications. It's as simple as you have an AT&T and Verizon, 2 data plans, and it's 2 cell phones that are available for you and 2 data plans. You can combine these 2 data plans when you need them. Let's say you want to send a video back and then you need higher throughput, you can combine these 2. Or you're going through a an area where the AT&T performs better. So you should be able to use AT&T and go back and forth between AT&T and Verizon. So the reliability of the communication of the link between vehicle to backend, the reliability increases by using multiple radios. In some cases, you can use Wi-Fi as a radio as well, not only LTE. So you have to look for a smart platform or smart connectivity platform that can take multiple radios and sort of like manage them based on policies. Next slide, please. Let me talk a little bit about who we are. When you look at so LILEE Systems, we are based out of San Jose. We provide mobile connectivity solutions for rail and for bus. I mean, this enables onboard solutions, a very reliable mobile connectivity for onboard solutions. We focus on providing end-to-end solutions. I mean, end-to-end turnkey solutions. It includes components as you can see, hardware. We do our own gateways, we manufacture them. We write our software based out, and the management systems and services that come with the end-to-end systems. We started developing communication systems for a highly regulated rail, PTC, and very critical infrastructure. So this communication, we started developing the mission critical communication for this particular industry. The communication links between train, track, and dispatch systems, they come with SLAs. And then we take the same technology and we reuse it. We help the solutions on board for buses and other vehicles. This technology today, I mean, technology is deployed across US, 6,000 gateways along the track side. We manage over $20 billion of assets every day. Next slide, please. I wanted to touch upon the solutions that we provide for busing today. We use our platform to deliver these applications. There's a very wide variety of solutions. We stay with our core competency of safety on the right side. We provide driver safety, vehicle safety, real-time monitoring systems for busing. On the left side, we provide an enterprise-grade Wi-Fi, which stands apart and then provides a really high reliable passenger Wi-Fi for corporate customers, for any customers who require a very reliable Wi-Fi. We have vehicle health monitoring systems, the onboard diagnostics, finding the vehicle health remotely. Our real focus is providing data insights through a cloud infrastructure. These analytics focus on connectivity, like the providers, the quality of the providers, the fleet, and it focuses on passenger analytics as well, so that if you require some of these analytics integrated into the system, you can very easily be able to do that. Next slide. As you see, we work very closely with a lot of technology partners. We take the technology, we integrate these technology partners help us, enable or provide design solutions that create more value to our customers. It's a very impressive ecosystem. We are very proud of our partner ecosystem. But today, what we're going to talk about is, we're going to introduce how 3 of our partners take our platform and then design or help us design ready to deploy solutions. You'll hear Steve from CloudSpot helping how they could host the entertainment system on our gateway without having an additional hardware, and then you hear Daniel talk about the integration for the DoubleMap, and then talk about compliance and solution. Steve?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everybody. We've been working with LILEE for over a year now, basically to create an integration software and hardware that we provide, making use of their edge computing platform to really reduce the amount of hardware and the number of hardware components required in order to provide an entertainment system on the bus, and also really focused on the ROI of that system by making use of local caching to store videos and store other assets locally, rather than having to push them all over the low bandwidth link back. We also provide Wi-Fi guest portal, local Wi-Fi guest portal functionality, again with local caching, so that the transmissions back to back to, up through the uplink are minimized as far as possible. Can you go to the next slide? So just a little bit about who we are. We're a Wi-Fi Solutions company. We basically have a range of software and hardware components that we'll use to put together innovative solutions for various verticals. And in this one, we've been working with LILEE really to take advantage of these components to provide a really nice entertainment and Wi-Fi solution for buses and for mobile in general. Next slide, please. So just to give you an idea of what we do, so we've worked with our edge computing platform to integrate the functionality required for providing a Wi-Fi guest portal, so that users on the passengers can log in to the Wi-Fi. We can then sell and serve them video, so we can provide video conference from local caching. We can also drive displays and signage from that, so you can have video on signage, you can have adverts on signage, you can basically change that signage as necessary. You can also take actions based on information from the network. So for instance, you could change the advertising based on who's logging in, for instance. And also this is all enabled with remote management, so that if you can monitor how it's being used remotely. You can set up the videos and the content serving and any advertising remotely, and you can manage how it's being interacted with via the customers. And as far as configuration is concerned, this is a fairly simple install onto the edge computing platform that LILEE provides, and then all of the rest of it is really just plug and play. Okay, that was a quick overview. I didn't want to take too long with talking through what we have. Right.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. And then to just recap on, we have taken, we've been working with, like Steve said, we've been working with them for over a year. We take the entertainment packages. The platform from CloudSpot, we kind of integrate some of the content from the studios, and we build a package which is available that I'll share at the end of it. This package is available along with the Wi-Fi, along with other applications, and then you can pick and choose and say, hey, I want the Wi-Fi with this entertainment, with like 25 movies, with advertisement, with whatever. Right? So this packages are available, and it is enabled by our CloudSpot, a partner. Next, let's move on to the WiFi. Daniel.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me on here and let me talk a little bit about WiFi here. We are fairly new partners with LILEE, but for what we can see, it's going to be a very good partnership. We have a cloud-to-cloud integration that really allows vendors to access data from the LILEE gateway's built-in sensors, such as the GPS or accelerometer. And as a 100% cloud-based system, it makes the integration very easy with LILEE. Any hardware that LILEE has on board that they are using, we can actually utilize that hardware, and which in turn keeps costs very low, so that you could bring on the DoubleMap product without having to add really any additional hardware. And we also have an open API for that as well. So if you could go to the next slide, please. A little bit about DoubleMap. We have quite a few different integrations and different things that we do here. Our main software is DoubleMap. That's more of a fixed route, real-time tracking software that we can actually do integrations such as automated voice enunciation, automatic passenger counting, digital signage, fare collection, etc. And then we also have a on-demand transit software, so almost like your own privatized Uber, which is called TapRide. And a lot of universities, a lot of corporate fleets, and now municipalities use TapRide as a first and last mile solution for their fixed route needs as well. So, and all within TapRide and DoubleMap, we do have a full reporting suite, historical suite, data, all that's included in both of those as well. Next slide, please. And I really just wanted to, kind of share with you a few of the clients that we do have. I know LILEE works with a lot of clients within the similar area as we do, so we look forward to really building a relationship with those clients with them. But we work with clients as far as Lynx down in Orlando, which runs the city of Orlando, DART in Dallas. We actually work with corporate fleets such as Nike in Oregon. We also work with Apple at their corporate headquarters and Facebook at their corporate headquarters. And then we work with some of the biggest universities in the country as well. And we have roughly around 5 to 10 clients that are overseas as well, some in Australia, Canada, and around the rest of the world too. That's about it for me. Yep.
Thank you very much. And then we really look forward to furthering our partnership. I think we're working on more and more, like integrating driver behavior along with the CAD-AVL to build the advanced packages. Next, I would want Papan from TruckX.
Hi, good morning, guys, or good afternoon to people who are in the East Coast. So we're here in San Jose. We've been working with LILEE Systems for a little shy of a year now. Our product, we basically focus on compliance, and we strongly integrate with LILEE Systems and their gateways. What we have at TruckX is a yearly product, so it's FMCSA compliant and certified. So you can install it. It's a very quick and easy install with LILEE Systems. Plus, you can get advantage of the data connectivity which LILEE System provides with TruckX, and use your tablet. And the logbook is always up and running for the drivers. It's designed for drivers in mind, so it's very easy to configure, easy to troubleshoot, and it seamlessly integrates with LILEE Systems hardware. So we do provide hardware which is ELD compliant, which is also certified by LILEE as well. So plug and play, easy to use system. Next slide, please. So as I was saying, we want to make ELD much easy to use for the small and medium businesses. We already have thousands of customers using the product on the road right now. It's highly optimized for trucks and buses. So for motor coach, we have special rules and regulations from the FMCSA, and we are certified by those rules and regulations. And we do have a compliant software for buses. It's plug and play install. As you can see, it's a very small device which directly goes into the J1939 ports on the buses. And it's a Bluetooth connection with the mobile app. So you can use a mobile app or a tablet application which comes pre-installed, and it connects to the device over Bluetooth. And the way it talks to the backend server is through the LILEE gateway server. And we provide a backend portal for the administrator to look at the logbooks. You can do location tracking, so you can track where the drivers are. We show the complete route history for the trip which has been taken by the driver. Vehicle inspections can be done on the tablet directly. All hours of service regulations are quickly shown directly on the app, so drivers know exactly how much time is left for them to drive, and they get notification and alerts whenever they're running low on the time. Pretty much, I guess that's it. There is load scheduling and dispatching, which is the coming new feature, which is not much relevant to busing, but we do provide small owner operators to run their own businesses as well.
Thank you, Tapan. Thank you very much. And I see that you are 1,500 customers plus, and you're growing.
Well,
I think one of the
1,500 plus customers, trucks are much higher.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the key things that I want to bring is, the TruckX is a trucking solution. We have taken the trucking solution, and now the solution is morphed into busing, and then the customers that have both trucking and buses, and the commercial trucks and buses, they can go with the solution. That's one of the things our customers like about this partnership. So just summing up, you have seen a sample of 3 partners, and these are very tightly integrated technologies. These are not like we just take a partner and then go away. So we kind of build the integration, we host it, deploy it, test it, and then we build these partnerships based on the key values that our platform can provide. So it's like having a hardware that can support multiple applications on board, so that we reduce the amount of hardware that is sitting. And then the platform that can provide reliable connectivity by having multiple LTE connections, and then the connectivity platform that we have seamlessly manages like AT&T and Sprint and T-Mobile, Wi-Fi, and then wire communication. It's like basically it provides that robust connectivity that application doesn't have to really worry about or think about. And then the third component that we can take all these applications and then seamlessly integrate on a platform without interfering with each other. So like some of our customers tell us ELD interface with Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi interface with some other applications. And then the software that is sitting on our gateways can effectively isolate these applications. And then we can define policies based on how we allocate connectivity resources, how we allocate the CPU resources, the storage resources based on an application. And last but not the least, obviously, there is the cloud component that integrates very well with our partners. Like Daniel mentioned, they can take the GPS feed and then push it into their system and then make decisions based on that. Next slide, please. So to sum it all, ready to deploy solutions is a good approach. The approach we have taken it for a very long time, and then we wanted this ready to deploy solutions benefits you as an operator who is looking for a simpler way of taking a solution, simpler way of integrating solution, and then spend more time in serving your customer, providing the value, rather than hustling, fighting, vendor selection, technology, and all of those. As a key takeaway, I can say these solutions, the bus operators who can compromise, who can have that flexibility to pick a solution with a minimum customization, you should pay attention, and you should pay at least attention to the technology that enables the ready to deploy solution. The off-the-shelf offers, because of the standard packages and bundles, you benefit from industry best practices, everything else that is happening around. Ready to deploy solutions, the main goal of ready to deploy solutions is it should simplify your deployment, it should simplify your operations as well as maintaining our systems. You can see the two examples of the samples of offers that on the left side. The first package, you can see yearly Wi-Fi entertainment and then category and safety. You can pick and choose these options. These are not rigid options. I mean, they are like a la carte. It's like we test them. Some of our customers actually take these offers and add on, the safety component, the vehicle monitoring component. In a nutshell, this approach has been there in the rest of the industries, and we think this approach will help transportation reduce costs, reduce operational burden, reduce selecting a system that works, and then relieves you from from day-to-day hassles of like maintaining this solution. Now I would pass on to Paula.
Thank you, Sam. So we're doing great on time, which I'm very happy for because I believe we already have a few questions, and I wanna invite all our attendees to please submit your questions. There's a Q&A section. I believe it's the bottom of your screen. You are able to submit a question using your name or using, anonymously if you prefer. We're going to start answering the questions. My guess is that we have time to answer them live right now. If we don't get to all the questions or someone would like to receive a more detailed explanation, we will incorporate those questions later on and send them out to all our attendees. So let's start. There's this question here. Does your company take on integration with things like cameras, radios, etc.? And Sam, can you answer that question?
Yes, that's a very, very good question. So today we offer the solutions that integrate with any IP camera. So the cameras, as long as your camera is IP camera, which is IP enabled, it should go along with the system and it should work with the system. And when it comes to radios, we actually support all the standard radios like LTE, Wi-Fi, and then if you have a requirement for a custom radio or like a radio for a trackside on rail, our gateway actually provides interfaces where you can connect these radios and then you can plug into the smart connectivity system that we have. Yes, the answer is yes. We can provide the recommended set of cameras, which is a list of cameras, and then if it doesn't fall into that list of cameras that we support, we would be very happy to work with you on that integration.
Thank you, Sam. There's another question. What types of sensors do you integrate with your gateway?
So the gateway has built-in sensors, and then it has interfaces where you can connect the sensors to. Currently, the gateway itself has accelerometer and gyro, which we use to detect, any sudden movements in the vehicle, braking patterns, acceleration, deceleration. So any sort of movement with vehicles, so that we can use those actions to kind of monitor the performance of the driver. We have standard interfaces like OBD and J1939, which can connect to your engine, and then you can pull some of the sensor information like the engine data into our product. For some of you who want to connect general purpose sensors, we have digital I/O ports, which you can use to connect the additional sensors on board. We have power over Ethernet connectivity, which you can use, badge scanners. You can use anything that plugs into an Ethernet and then derives the power. The cameras and the badge scanners that you can connect them and you kind of collect the video, collect the information, and send it to the cloud.
Perfect. Thank you, Sam. There is a question that was answered via the tool. Someone asked, do I need a different dashboard for compliance? And it's directed to TruckX, sorry. Tapan already answered. In case someone is not looking at the Q&A log, there is a dashboard that TruckX provides for compliance and tracking. And just to highlight that there will be a link to reach this dashboard from LILEE Systems dashboard. And that's one of the capabilities when Sam talked about integration also on the back end, where you can access multiple systems using the same interface. There's another question that was answered on the tool. With ready-to-deploy solution, how much customization do I need? So Steve already answered from the CloudSpot perspective. Depending on the requirement, it is normally just configuration. And I would like to ask Sam, so we talk about ready to deploy, minimizing the customization. Does customization completely goes away?
No. And it is, so here is how we see it. You have two systems talking to each other, providing serving requirements. Like you take Wi-Fi and you take entertainment. So by the standard offering, the Wi-Fi offers is a free Wi-Fi for your passengers that require all the passengers. And then there is an ability to kind of provide a paid Wi-Fi, right? And then for entertainment, you can have the same thing. There is a free set of movies that people can log in and then view, and there is an additional requirement where a pay-per-view offer. So the standard package can come with like free Wi-Fi and free entertainment, and then now you want to customize it and say, I want to launch a pay-per-view option. That's an example of customization, right? And which is a generic customization. It could be useful, it would be helpful for the industry. So those are the customizations that, like features that we call, we would launch as and when we start seeing the feature, as and when we start the demand for those features. If you have a very specific customization to say, I have a bus which is like 20 years old, and your gateway should derive the data from that particular 20-year-old bus, and then support the solution. Right? I have 100 other buses, but 2 buses are old buses. There is that customization. So that will always be there. And then we would work with partners, we would work with our own engineering to do that customization for you. Customization will definitely not go away, but it will become a very specific customization for you, or a specific customization of like feature launches for your industry.
So it's depending on what you need and what you need, right? You can start off the shelf with the off-the-shelf approach and customize as needed in the future, knowing that there's a process for such customization. Okay.
And these open systems help you to build that customization and integration quite effectively.
Okay. There is a question. This is for Dan from DoubleMap. Is your rider application suitable for transit riders?
Yes. So we have a couple different. Or is this speaking to DoubleMap, I'm assuming? So we have our. Well, I was deciphering between DoubleMap and TapRide. Our DoubleMap app, we do have our rider app where you can download for Android or iOS. The riders would be able to download that app, and then they would be able to find their respective system that has DoubleMap, and they can click on that system, and then that will open up the whatever system, whether that be a university or a municipality or wherever they are at. And then the rider can get ETAs by clicking on stops. They can see where the bus is in real time on the map, and get ETAs for the next couple buses going to their stop.
Thank you, Dan. We have our next question is, do I need to get the whole system, or can I get some components only? So I'm assuming this goes back to what Sam referred to as packages. Sam, can you answer that question? So you mentioned we have packages, people can benefit from them, right? It's proven, it comes as a bundle almost, or with that approach. Can they buy just one system, one component?
Yes, so that would be yes. So we offer a bundle, and then you're looking for just carrying your system. I mean, you can come to us, you can come to DoubleMap, but what you would know is that if you go with the offer, the bundle, you have an option of going with other partner solutions that in the future. But yes, of course, you can buy the whole system, you can buy parts of components, and you can buy a component from us or from.
Thank you. We have a question. It's related to the integration between CloudSpot and LILEE. Does CloudSpot plus LILEE work seamlessly between a vehicle and stop, like bus stop/train station?
It's a very good question. I think, Steve, I can start with it, and then you can add to it. I mean, this is more of a Wi-Fi question than an entertainment question. It's like the customer is viewing the content on board, and then they get down to stop, and then can they still view the content for the duration of bus that goes away. They started viewing in the bus stop, and then they get into the bus. That integration is possible.
I can probably so the integrate. Yes, you're right. The integration is definitely possible, but it requires support for Wi-Fi handoff, so you can hand off between effectively a common Wi-Fi network. So there are various ways that can be done. One approach using RAPs would allow for seamless handover like that, but we've done similar things with other vendors as well. But so it can be done. It's just not it's not an off the shelf thing.
And Steve, the thing that I wanted to add was, if you're watching a Netflix, you're sitting in a bus stop, you're watching Netflix, you get into the bus, and then you can continue watching Netflix because it's a Wi-Fi connectivity, and then we kind of take care of that. With CloudSpot and LILEE, we have the content sitting on the bus, which means that once you get into the bus, you get access to that content on board. It's not off. It's not on the internet. You're actually connecting to the systems on the bus. So you would access that content on the bus for the duration you are in the bus, or like close proximity to the bus.
All right. We have a couple more questions, and I'm going to try to finish them in the next minute or two. Are the movies DRM managed, licensed from Fox or Swank? And I believe that for those that don't know, this refers to digital rights management. So either Sam or Steve maybe can answer that question.
So this is a very good question. I mean, some of our private coach and motor coach providers ask for the built-in pre-packaged movies, and in order to offer the content from the studios, we need to be compliant. We need to be DRM compliant. Today, we work with aggregators who work with the studios, and we don't directly work with Fox, but we work with an aggregator through the Fox, like the Swank, and we work with a Criterion as a partner, but we license these movies from that.
So the offering is DRM compliant.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Exactly. Thank you. Perfect.
Thank you.
And final question, what's your pricing structure, hardware plus monthly fee?
So when we have bundles, when we have packages and ready to deploy solutions, and then with a partner, each partner has a different monetization, charging model and monetization model. So we offer very flexible plans. We offer plans starting with, I want to buy everything and then deploy, like the CapEx model, or I want to pay just per month, don't pay any upfront. So, and every plan in between. So we do some upfront plus monthly. So it depends upon the package. And then sometimes the same package will have 2 or 3 payment models. So if you have any questions and then any concerns about the payment model, we can certainly address and we can discuss.
Thank you, Sam. Perfect. So thank you very much for attending the webinar. LILEE Systems offers these ready-to-deploy solutions. So we have a very easy way to enable or deploy pilot programs. If anybody's interested, please contact us. We'll be happy to discuss what are the options. Also, there are a few companies in the attendees. If you would like to also understand how to integrate with LILEE and become one of our partners, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're going to be attending a couple of events. We're going to be at ACT International Conference and BosCon coming up. So please, if you attend those conferences, come meet us. And again, thank you very much for your participation. We'll make sure that you receive the material that we the slide deck and the recording. We'll make those available to everybody. So thank you, everybody, and thank you for your support, Daniel, Steve, and Tapan as well.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.